Good evening.
It is Saturday night. Do you know where your children are, Mary?
Hopefully, playing with all their goodies that they got yesterday. For some that still, believe. Hope he came and dropped off some goods to you. Everybody celebrated a good day of Jesus, aka Christmas. Uh,
Indeed. Indeed. Well, we welcome you to a special Christmas edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show, and let us be the certainly not the first, but let us add our best Merry Christmas wishes to you and yours. Um, a lot of things happening. Bunch of blowouts in basketball. Not even one competitive game. And thus we saw Serge Ibaka give Kawhi Leonard an elbow, and Kawhi Leonard looked like he got shot.
you know what? Hey, NBA players should get Oscars. I'm telling you, because
that was
that man looked like he got stabbed. I mean, not it hurt. Don't get me wrong. I've had collisions like that in basketball too. But man, that man looked like his whole soul left his body.
but really, what gave it justice was the slow motion replay of him just falling down. It just it was almost kind of like, which I started my own Christmas tradition because I said last night amongst the masses that yes, Rocky Four is a Christmas movie. It almost kind of looked like he was slowing down in slow motion like Apollo. He
No,
just he. But the thing is, Apollo fell down. Oh yeah. Only thing was Kawhi didn't fall face first like Apollo did. But still, you're just like, oh Kawhi, don't fall, don't fall.
he is too big to be fall like that. Like he's small. But
Yeah,
that was ridiculous.
yeah,
That made me laugh when I seen it. But
yeah. That was pretty funny. But this is a very special Christmas edition of the Mizzle Dub Show. I guess you could say it's the almost final show of 2020. We will try to sneak in one more before 2020 ends, but unfortunately, tonight, and we're gonna start off on a somber note. Unfortunately, we're gonna start off in the world of professional wrestling. Yes, we do talk about wrestling on this show. Yes, we do.
Mr.
Um,
Brodie Lee, man, hold on, tip your cup. Go ahead. I'm gonna hold my cup up while you speak on Mr. Brodie Lee.
Um, unfortunately, I was on the AEW website or their Instagram page or Facebook page, or and also on Twitter. And unfortunately, there was a memo out about John. All the sport, he was known on stage as Mr. Brodie Lee, and of course from the WWE days, Harper, part of the Wyatt family stable.
Bah.
Unfor- Unfortunately, confirmed by his wife on her Instagram page, Mr. Brodie Lee passed away today dealing with a non COVID 19 lung issue, to which we now find out why he was not been on TV, because if you watched AEW Dynamite, his last match was back in October against Cody Rhodes in the Dog Collar match, which was definitely one of the top matches of the year in AEW. And a lot of people have said that was Brodie Lee's best match that he's ever worked in his career. Um, from a fan's standpoint, it's sad. Um, it's always sad when you certainly lose a performer that is still a current performer. Of course, this goes back to our days where we lost Eddie Guerrero and Owen Hart in the primes of their career.
And we saw that Owen Hart incident live. That was horrible.
Yeah, and and I mean it's still hard to believe that it's been 21 years since that has happened.
Sheesh.
Yeah, 21 years, May 23rd of 1999. Um, and the funny thing is, I was not watching the pay per view. You were, and of all people, it was Tony that called me and told me this. I'm just like, what? And I just remember that's all we were talking about that week at school was about Owen Hart for those of us that were, right in the thick of things in the Monday Night Wars. But basically, from what we've seen, like all the wrestlers had nothing but great things to say about Brodie Lee, about how he was a professional. And of course, being in that business, true friends are very hard to come by, especially when you're trying to vouch for the top spot in the company. But they said that Brodie Lee was definitely one of the boys and was always professional and was always good and treated people right. And it's people like that that it just sucks to see them just leave too soon. And I mean, as we talked about this even before we did the show, you talked about how well, I mean, you've always been a big, huge fan of the Wyatt family stable from the get go.
Yes.
And you and I have both said that he was being underutilized in WWF,
Yeah.
and we both were saying that Vince does not know what to do with him, and he comes to AEW, and I mean the just what he did with the Dark Order stable, with and what they were trying to become, it worked. The fans bought it. They were sold,
Yeah.
and now this. And unfortunately, now what's going to become of the Dark Order stable? How they're going to continue on from this? Considering that we were thinking, okay, he's gonna have a big return somewhere, and who is he going to go after?
Right.
And now that this has happened, it's you got to think about, okay, well, in a sense, who's going to take over the lead mantle? Because it's very hard. It's very hard to replace someone that is as talented as that to be the leader of a heel stable in the business.
So before we dive into something else, so do you think why they're trying to recruit Dustin so hard? Do you see that how they're trying to get him to cross over? I mean, I can see that happen. You see family cross each other every time in this business. That's what they do. But I can see even Uno doing it. I mean, he is the mouth, but he doesn't. But again, he doesn't have the talent as Mr. Brodie Lee. I mean, that's almost like trying to replace Michael Jordan. He, like you said, he founded that foundation and it was great. I loved his character. I mean, he didn't lose a beat leaving Vince coming over there. He
No, no, not at all.
ran with it. It's almost like Bray Wyatt taught him how to do that because, as we know, Bray Wyatt was the leader of the Wyatt family and kept everybody in line. But you saw Bray in him and how he was doing it with his own little twist though, and yeah, he's gonna be missed. That clothesline, man, coming off those ropes and the eyes and then moving the fingers and everything like that. That man, he's almost like Dolph. He was Dolph of WWF, as you said. But yeah, it's just I
And
got got to tip that cup. Man.
the funny thing about that is, I actually saw him and Dolph Ziggler actually eating together at my job, and the in there's a doorway that leads to the other side of the restaurant, and they were sitting there, and of course, me being the wrestling fanatic that I am, I really wanted to go say something and go talk to him, but me being in a management position, I also try to respect their privacy because a lot of performers don't get a lot of downtime.
Yeah,
So as much as I wanted to go say something and talk to me like I'm a huge fan and I enjoy what y'all do, the guy in me was just be like, what, just let them be because they're on the road. I mean, it used to be a lot worse when we were young because they'd be on the road almost every day
yeah,
all year long and get certain days off. Obviously, the schedule is much reduced now because of COVID and
yeah.
just the times is different. But I mean, definitely prayers to his wife, prayers to his two young kids, and obviously prayers to the whole locker room of AEW as we lost a tremendous talent in Mr. Brodie Lee, and definitely
Yeah.
cheers and salute And the big Royal Rumble in the sky just got a little bit more interesting, to say the very least.
Oh yeah, he's coming with that big boot. The big boot.
For, for sure. Well, switching things over to the gridiron, there were three games today, and the Buccaneers snapped their 13-year drought of not making the playoffs. First time they made the playoffs since 2007 when Jeff Garcia was the starters, as they put up a 40 burger in the Motor City against the Lions 47-7. The Buccaneers almost cover the spread by themselves and would have had the spread if the kicker didn't miss a. Now, all year long, I kept saying we were not going to simp the Tampa Bay Kool-Aid. Kept saying he's not playing in the AFC East no more. There's going to be competition, and that's a true to form. Now, granted, yes, 10-5 is 10-5, and they made the. But I still think they're too inconsistent to make a run in the playoffs. Even though I know all the Brady slippers are going to come out like, hey, but he's Tom Brady. Years ago, this and the other, E-I-E-I-O. When it comes down to it,
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, he lost both games against Drew Brees, so they're not going to win the division. The division is clinched, and they're going to have to go on the road if they're going to try to get to if they're going to try to play the Super Bowl at their home state. But we've said it all year. The whole NFC is wide open, and I still do believe that. But I'm not going to sip the Tampa Bay Buccaneer Kool-Aid. I don't care.
Not yet. Not yet. They they show flashes, and then they'll show you that. Oh, really, but it's good that they did that. Tom Brady was throwing that ball though. Did he? He didn't play the second half, did he?
He didn't play the whole entire fourth quarter.
Oh,
Blaine Gabbert got some action today.
wow. Well, former Niner, eh?
Yeah, a former Niner that they don't. I don't want to get people mad, but he beat out Colin Kaepernick starting job. I'm saying.
Don't know how that happened. Anyway, speaking of those Niners, well played today. Well played. Defense was flying all over the place. I
Yeah,
mean,
as much as I am pleased and thrilled with the win, basically Robert Saleh, the defensive coordinator, just coached himself into a head coaching job in 2021.
well, he did that last year, I believe. I mean, that defense was just stopped last year.
True, but more so this year, simply because he's not had his best pass rusher.
Facts.
He's ba- he's basically had a patchwork secondary,
Facts.
which, which shout out to Rodriguez Mustang, Jason Verrett, who's had a tremendous season, and damn it, re-sign him right now.
Oh,
Pay
only
him right now.
gave up what when he was gone. I would say D Hop had 48 yards receiving, maybe 50, and I could say on those 50, Jason probably maybe gave up 20 of those to him. I mean, he was pretty much locking down. Made Kyler Murray have to put the ball in certain places, and that breakup in the end zone, masterpiece, masterpiece. Just,
Yes.
that's good. That's just good to see for Jason. You know what's going on. Yeah, shout out to Jason Verrett. You know what I'm saying? It's about the only thing I'll talk about the Niners positively on this segment. Besides, they won the game.
Well,
But before we move, credit is due. Wilson Jr. needs a contract.
re-sign him too.
That man was running with determination. He runs kind of high like ED a little bit to me, but boy, he sure can hit that hole. And when he gets into that secondary, if you're not wrapping him up, he's pretty much running through you. And
He loves contact.
and kudos to your coach for finally sticking to the game plan. Run the ball, run the ball, and then guess what? Run the ball. And then maybe it'd be easier for my quarterback to pass the ball if I continue to run the ball.
And he found this tight end named George Kittle, which also helps.
I still was skeptical about playing that man, but you can't tell a warrior not to play the field, especially if he wants to go out there to play. Hey, and he looked good.
Yes, he
always,
did.
he always looked good.
Again, if it was up to me, I would be like, you know what, George? I know you want to play, but I need you in 2021 fully healthy. But I get it. Obviously, he's very close friends with CJ Beathard. They were teammates at college at the University of Iowa.
Yep.
And for CJ Beathard, obviously he was playing with a heavy heart, given that it was the 1 year anniversary of the tragic senseless murdering of his brother in Nashville, Tennessee. And obviously,
That's true, yeah.
that was heavy on his mind, and CJ managed the game well, threw 3 touchdown passes, but definitely benefited from 22 carries of 183 yards from one Jeff Wilson Jr. And I said this today, and I'll say it again: Jeff Wilson Jr. needs to be the bell cow running back because he is definitely more durable to give you 20 to 25 carries and let Raheem Mostert complement him.
And he
That,
runs hard. He runs hard. And like I said, he gets through that hole, and if he gets past your linebackers, if you don't have a tackling safety back there, he's pretty much gonna. He has a nice stiff arm, or he's gonna run by you. Speed is there. I mean, he can catch out the backfield. Touchdown catch that he did. I mean, the moves he was doing. Hey, it's finally good to see a plan come together with your coach because it seemed like he stuck with it finally instead of going away from the run, trying to get too outsmart by continuing to throw the ball countless times when your running game is getting 5 yards plus. You know, so that was good to see.
well, it's definitely bittersweet, but it definitely I'll take solace in the fact that you might have just hurt your division rival's chances of making the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't trust the Bears.
Neither do I, because
Uh,
these are the Bears.
Still Mitchell Trubisky back there. I just don't know. I mean, it's like I don't I don't know.
It's
They
like
had
they're
chances, but the thing I do need Allen Robinson to have a hell of a game. I don't care about anything else. I don't care if they win or lose. I just need Allen Robinson to have a good game. I'm trying to win the fantasy bowl, baby. I didn't lie.
it's
I didn't lie. I held down first place the whole damn year. I cannot get this far to lose it.
it seems like for whatever reason, since it is you and Arrow for the COVID Bowl championship, if you will, seems like ever since Arrow was talking mess about you and I, because for the most part, I was either in second or third. And for a minute there, you and I were tied in first place, and we were actually dominated. And here comes Arrow talking about, look here, I don't need both of y'all coming in here and knowing everything, and y'all just trying to run away. I'm like, dude, don't hate. Because, I mean, you see people, have their drafts, and some people just don't make their moves. I'm just like, then why did y'all get in this league if you're not going to be making moves and checking your lineup? And I know this is something you and I thoroughly do because we act like could just be like, okay, should I start him, play him, what's his status, so on and so forth.
I really have not had to change my roster besides that when Dak went down and then Ezekiel Elliott went down a little bit. But I've been holding it down with Tannehill and Derrick Henry. See that right there is that is the fantasy stat right there. I mean, D Hop and Henry gets the majority of my points, but then Tannehill gets the points because he's feeding off Henry. So it's that's how it was when I had Dak and Ezekiel. Dak was throwing all in passes, and then Ezekiel could get a few yards here or there. But yeah, I mean, I tell you what, I don't draft. That's the sucky part. I don't draft, and that's what makes people mad because they'll sit there and go through their draft. They'll critique everything they need to get, and I'll get the auto draft, and I'll just make it happen. I mean, I go through the waiver wire. I get to the players before you get to the players. You know?
And then I'd just be like, damn you. Now, we've come, well, I mean, either way for me, even if they beat Seattle, don't beat Seattle, for me, it'll be mixed with disappointed slash incomplete because we will never know what they would have been barring all these injuries. So that's just how I leave it. I saw some good things. Harry Hatter Jr. is a player. I definitely would resign him right now. Javon Kinlaw got a lot better.
Animal.
His
Animal. Yeah.
his ceiling can only go up. Um, there definitely has to be some vast revamping of this roster in 2021. Of course, it all starts with the quarterback. And by God, Shanahan, I hope you were watching the Boca Raton Bowl and you saw Zach Wilson light up Central Florida in the bowl game. Hello.
Is Richard Sherman still in the books next year?
He is off the books, and like he said, and I believe him. I just don't see how he would be able to come back, because you still have to eventually play Fred Warner. That's the next guy you have to pay, and you got to keep him by any means. He's one of the best, if not the best, middle linebacker in football. Um, I mean, him and Dre Greenlaw together it could be something special, almost like Bowman and Willis, and you can only hope that continues to evolve and develop. Um, but again, it all depends on who's going to be the quarterback. Are you keep Garoppolo, or are you going to cut Garoppolo? You're going to try and
Paid him that.
trade.
Oh, I mean, not you. They paid him that money. Wow. What? I
Well,
thought in Jimmy we trust Jimmy Cleats, Jimmy Jesus. What's going on here? Is the
okay.
faith losing faith in Jimmy Jesus? I know you
Well,
call him Jimmy Jesus. I'm just saying.
I know, but I just want to make the faithful needs to understand there is only one Jesus in cleats, and
Oh,
he
that's
wore
Jerry Rice.
number 80,
That's Jerry
and
Rice.
his name is Jerry Rice, which was given to him by Michael Irvin.
Hey,
Um,
I can sit here and talk about Jerry Rice all day, man.
oh, yes, we can. Here's the okay. I know his record when he's in there is 22-8. I get it. I understand it. But he has to have everything perfect. What I mean by that is defense has to be top 10, running game has to be the running game because there are some throws that he cannot make. Okay? Again, it if you take CJ Beathard's arm with Nick Mullins' brain and Jimmy Garoppolo's winning, we wouldn't be having this issue of quarterback. But the thing is, all three quarterbacks are limited to some capacity. It's like, okay, what can I get for him? Which again, all of his guarantee money he's been paid. So it would not
So
it
nothing on the books.
no. So it would not be a major cap hit if they were to cut him. Because because again, I know what Shanahan has said, but also but there's a reason why Shanahan just doesn't trust it to make certain throws. There was a reason why he didn't throw the ball as much against the Vikings and the Packers because the damn running game was working. There was no throw. And then when you try to make him throw in the doggone Super Bowl, he was 2 of 11 in the fourth quarter and overthrew Emmanuel Sanders, who had defenders beat.
Oh,
I guarantee, I guarantee you. And yes, I'm being a homer because he is a former Georgia Bulldog. Stafford would miss that throw to Emmanuel Sanders in the Super Bowl.
so do you feel calls for Garoppolo, or do you just flat out just cut him? I would at least try to get something for him, possibly. I mean, you probably won't get nothing but a. You could aim for a first rounder, but I don't see nothing from a second to a fourth.
Well, I'll say this: I mean, you're probably not going to get a first round, but I guarantee you, Belichick would take him in a heartbeat. I guarantee you that.
Well, he never wanted to get rid of him in the first place.
This is true. So you can You can trade it back in New England to get some draft capital. I mean, they are supposed to have 9 picks in the draft next year anyway. So there is some draft capital that you can give up if you're trying to find the guy if your guy is in there. Because again, as I've already said before, I don't want Justin Fields because again, historically, Ohio State quarterbacks do not translate to the NFL. They just don't. Even though Justin Fields is talented, but he looked not so good against Northwestern in the Big Ten championship game, and we'll see how he looks against Clemson.
I don't think that well.
I do not want Mac Jones because again, historically, but we don't know what Tua is going to be, but Tua is a winner, and we'll see where that goes. But historically, with the exception of the Snake, Ken Stabler, Bart Starr, and Jolie Namath, Alabama quarterbacks historically don't translate to the NFL.
This is also true.
Um, Kyle Trask, I'm kind of suspect. I do like Trey
Yeah,
Lance. Of course, you already know how I feel about Zach Wilson.
you are
In the last
by you.
and the last time BYU had a quarterback that played for the 49ers, it went kind of well. He went to the Hall of Fame,
I think he
even though
got a foot off his back.
yeah, but I mean, I even would take Trey Lance from North Dakota State. Here's the thing: you have to look at what you see in your division. You have mobile quarterbacks in your division that you see a combined 6 times a year,
Yes.
and that has been what has kept you from being a better team is because again they can extend plays with their legs and play backyard football and find a receiver. Russell Wilson has made a career of doing that, and Kyler Murray the same with his legs,
Hmm.
and and Jared Goff can do it. He doesn't have to do it, but he can do it also. You have to get with the times. I mean, as again as we said on the last couple of previous shows, it's trending now to being a mobile quarterback league to where you have to be mobile in order to play quarterback right now because there's not many true pocket statue quarterbacks anymore, and the few are the old guard, and they're pretty much going to be retiring soon, i.e., Breeze, Rivers, Roethlisberger, those guys. I still call Aaron Rodgers a mobile quarterback because Aaron Rodgers can still make plays with his feet and just the way he
Man,
throws off the back, but just
man
ah.
need no set. All he needs to do is just the ball in his hand, and you just need to get open, and he's gonna throw it. That's it's- he's not gonna. He is your traditional pocket quarterback, but he moves so well. I would
Fluid.
I would say it's more of a mobile because he doesn't run as much as he used to because he doesn't need to. You know,
No.
he can snap the ball at any moment with his ridiculous arm strength, and it's yeah, yeah. Everything is different now.
And
For
dang it, don't
yo,
and don't yeah. And dang it, don't give him a free play and jump off sides because he will hurt you.
he lives for that play.
Oh yes, yes he does. Now switching over to the other side, which you can see the look on his face. His arms are folded. Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to get some passion as only my brother, the one and only Mizzle, can do. Mizzle, the floor is yours. Shut up.
I don't know where to begin with this team. It's deja vu all over again. And I'll just say what I said on the previous shows before is that this team came in saying that they're not the same 6-14 that finished the year 1-5. No, was it 1-6? Whatever the number is, they didn't win one game to finish the rest of the year. It's the same repeat all over. What I don't understand is you have to know your personnel. You are the head coach. You should know that your defense is complete hot trash. They can't stop a runny nose. They probably couldn't stop a toddler from running up the field.
Oh no.
Now, yes, I get the thought process. They have no timeouts. 19 seconds to drive the field. They need a field goal. Miracle can happen. Okay, did you guys remember what happened in East Rutherford with no timeouts and needed to score a touchdown? Yeah, it happened. Raiders scored a touchdown, win the game. So, why are we running, not scoring that touchdown, at least make them drive the field? Because we all know all it can take is one play down the middle of the field. They run down there, spike the ball, and kick the field goal, win the game. I don't understand my defense. I don't understand this $1 million coach. I think he's ripping us off. He's ripping Raider Nation off because you talk all this crap and you say this, you say that, and you don't produce. The only thing that John Gruden has done well in this is he has molded Derek Carr into a quarterback. It shows that under his system, it takes 3 seasons to get your quarterback to be on point. He has proven that. Now, everything around him, trash. You took too long to fire your defensive coordinator. Okay. You fired him, and then you asked a guy to put a defense together in less than a week. Okay, I'll live with that. So now he has a full week and a few days to get this defense together. Granted, they produced a sack. Three sacks. Okay, we did 3 sacks. We got to the quarterback. Until Fitzpatrick got in the game. And then we forgot how you can sack a mobile quarterback and then you can't sack a quarterback who rarely moves in the pocket.
3,252-year-old Ryan Fitzpatrick.
It's astounding. And why were we running that defense? There should have been rushing 3, playing to the sticks, let them do some gadget play to try to get to the field goal. But no. I'm really numb. I don't know really much to say. I know it's tough being a Raider fan, but am I surprised? Nope. Have I seen this before? Yep. Is it going to change? Nope. Because John Gruden is not going to fire himself. Mark Davis doesn't have the balls to do it himself. And I feel sorry for Mike Mayock because I believe Mayock is going to be there maybe 1 or 2 more seasons, and Gruden's going to take over and be the general manager, and then this whole team is going to be a real dumpster fire. Yes, I'm hanging on. I'm going to be a Raider fan, but you know what? There were some bright spots out of this game. Did you guys see my man Darren Waller out there balling? That man is a problem. He is a matchup nightmare all over the field. The catches he was making, it's like you can put a linebacker on him, a corner, a safety. He's abusing everybody. And for the life of me, I don't understand when we get in the red zone. We forget to throw him the ball. We forget to find him. And yes, we have ancient-ass Jason Witten on the team. He can still get open, but yet we still don't use him. I am so – look, I have hair now, and it's hard for me not to pull it out. And if Josh Jacobs wasn't healthy, let Booker be in there and take over the rest of the game. He's not – I don't know. I just can't – thank goodness for basketball. I mean, you have the Dolphins. The Dolphins – just pure frustration. I don't know. The game was there. This is not the first time we've been in a situation. And then you get on a press conference and say you tried to learn a lesson from when you scored too fast and you let the Chiefs drive down the field on you. Fitzpatrick is not Patrick Mahomes.
No, it's not.
You move on to the next game. You don't. I get that you saw something but you wasn't really playing an elite quarterback. It's time for John Gruden to go. I'm sick of the $100 million man. I'm I don't blame Derek Carr. I told you, and if anybody's seen anything that I posted on Facebook, when I posted a picture about the game time, I said the offense is going to show up. I just don't trust my defense. I do not trust that defense at all. They don't. I don't. I can't figure out now if it's scheme or it's the players because it's a new coach. So, what is it? Granted, yes, I'm not going to use we were hurt. We didn't have Kukowski out there. We didn't have Morrow. We didn't have a few other players out there that is the head of the defense, but it doesn't matter. Next man up. You guys all practice together. This is why you made the team. Yet the run defense played a little bit better, but then missed tackles. See, it's not about, and what I hear is, well, the defense played a little better. Yes, they did, but they didn't play better when it counted. I don't care what you did in the beginning. Yes, we got 3 sacks. Like, I applaud it. But did you get the sack when the game counted? Did you get the pressure when the game counted? Were you in the right position when the game counted? No. I thought we were about to hit it. I was ready. I ain't got no tequila, but I was ready. But
do the Pee Wee Herman.
Anyway, the bright spot I can take out of this is that Darren Waller is going to be a problem in this division for years to come. I'm not ready to kick the tires on Derek Carr, even though he's been serviceable. I mean, he's only missed 2 games out of his whole career. Would I say, do we need something more on offense? No, we got the pieces on offense. Now just take the money that we will have left over, construct some contracts, get a DC that knows how to put his players in the right position instead of just saying that you're going to run this scheme that I'm coaching. Find a coach that can get to these players and put them in the best situation to win the game, especially down the stretch. And then go from there. I know Gruden's not going nowhere. Like I said, he's not firing himself. I do see him trying to be a knucklehead and do something with Derek Carr and possibly move him. Wouldn't be shocked. Wouldn't be shocked if this is Derek Carr's last season in the Raider uniform, because it's just the same thing with Garoppolo. They won't take no cap hit, moving on from him. I would like to see one more season with Corey Littleton. I just believe that it was the scheme just didn't fit him, and the coach didn't coach him up or put him in the best situation. Kukowski is an animal. I'm on the fence with Abram because if that ball was not thrown behind Gesicki, it would have been 6 points. And guess who was telling that? It was Abram. So, yes, I like his ferociousness, the male dominance that he put in there, but brother, you got to cover, and you got to stop doing dumb plays. Until you do that, then you're not helping the team. You're hurting the team. I would like to see another season of Arnett. I ain't gonna judge him, even though he was the one that tailed off. I don't know why he just let him go. Maybe he thought he had help. Whatever. I'd like to see another season with him. Mullen is gonna be okay. He had it. I mean, when you don't have a pass rush, you can't put yourself on an island. So, seems like the offense has got to Max Crosby, because have you heard of Max Crosby in the past few weeks? Nope.
No.
And then that guy Collins that we got from Dallas, who was a great run stopper and who was getting in the backfield. Nope. Didn't hear from him. They paid this guy Carl Nasbitt, who was in Tampa Bay, who was mainly a second stringer. Paid him big money. Ain't heard from him. I don't know. I'm pretty much. I knew once we didn't win that game when we were 6-3, and that 6-4 came up on that record. I'm like, here we go. And again, I'm going to say this. John Gruden out of his mouth, I wish that we can pull up the audio or somewhere to so everybody can see it. The man at his press conference said if he didn't turn this organization around or make this organization a better or playoff contender team, he will give back that money. We're in year 3, and he has 2 meltdowns of a 10-year contract, and this is the bullshit I got to see.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I mean, look at the Dolphins coach. He's in year 2,
Year
and
two.
they're a 10 win team.
Kevin Stefanski of the Browns, year 1. And you guys beat them, mind you.
I mean, well, I think they used all their energy in that Chief game. You saw the moment that Patrick Mahomes went down that field and scored that touchdown. There was the spiral right there. That was the best game that they played. That I will sit and say that I was like, okay, you know what? I'm okay with this loss because you guys showed the same fight that you showed in Arrowhead. You took the champs. The only team to take the champs besides the Panthers and the Dolphins. Actually, the Dolphins gave the Chiefs a run for their money, but the Raiders were the only team to give them a fit. And to see that game and to how they're playing now, it's like, what went wrong? Like, what? How do you go from you practice the same? Yeah, you change the game plan, but how do you lose that? I get it. They use everything up in that game. They don't have nothing else. So if Gruden doesn't change anything, I don't see the Raiders making any changes, and this is going to be the same bullshit we're going to put up until he decides to quit. Because, like I said, Mark Davis doesn't have the nuts to fire him.
Oh, oh, there's passion. There is tremendous passion.
He does not have the gall to do it. Because I don't understand why Jack Del Rio got fired. Yeah, he had that one bad year. He made the mistake of leaving Carr out there. I mean, come on. Shit happens. Who knows if they pulled out Derek Carr, what would happen? Well, I think we probably would have won the division. That's right, because we needed to beat Denver the week that Carr got hurt, and then we put out what's the
Connor
quarterback
Cook.
for Michigan?
Connor Cook. Connor Cook.
Michigan State.
Only because Matt McGloin got hurt.
It didn't get any better with that there either. I mean, the shit has to stop. I mean, Raider Nation does not deserve this. Yes, we're the passionate fans. I mean, every organization, every fan is a passionate fan, but damn it, even the squirrel gets a fucking nut. And what the hell? They're 2-6 at their own damn stadium. 2-6. You go 0 for 10 on the third down. I, whatever. Next subject. Fuck the Raiders next season. Whatever.
Oh, oh, the passion. The pa- Well, I told y'all, folks, be prepared. You were going to hear some passion, and definitely has given you passion. Does that mean about him feeling numb? I have felt that way plenty of times this season with my team. You lost to the winless Eagles. You gave the freaking Arlington Cowboys their first winning streak of the season. The Arlington Cowboys, who did not have their two best players on the field. and you give them their first winning streak of the season. Okay? There's no shame losing to the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. They're good. No shame losing to the Buffalo Bills. They're a damn good football team. Okay? The Seahawks have been your kryptonite since 2012. I get it. Can't win in Seattle. I get it. Okay? You played like crap opening day against the Cardinals. You let 3,527-year-old Ryan Fitzpatrick torch you, making him look like Dan Marino.
I have no business to be laughing. So I'm sorry. No good business.
No. Then you could not beat a team with no mascot and their starting quarterback gets injured, doesn't come back, and Dwayne Haskins comes in and doesn't do diddly squat, but yet the doggone defense outscores your offense. Because
Panther was playing that game, you guys win that. I believe so. Even with that defense playing that way, they were.
And that's the funny thing because the times that Beathard has come in to spell Nick Mullins, he's moved the ball down the field and has led scoring drives.
This is true.
And today he gets the start. What does he do? He throws 3 touchdown passes. Even though Robbie Gould, who's been mainly clutch his whole career, left 7 points on the board, which is highly unlike him, and he dang sure did his best to keep the Cardinals in the game today.
Let's not talk about kickers. You want to talk about kickers? I said, no, what the hell with football? Season's over. Season's over. Okay? I mean, the season was over when they lost to the Chargers, that overtime game. I just wanted to see what kind of fight they were going to have the last 2 games. Well, let me take that back. Let me rewind that back. I wanted to see what kind of fight the defense was going to have the last 2 games. I know what my offense is all about. Even if Mariota was out there playing, I don't know the defense would have been okay. And by golly, if Derek Carr can stop throwing these floaters, those balloon balls, I mean, he threw some nice passes. He threw some nice passes tonight. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes they hang up there. But whatever, you're still getting me talking about football. The hell with football. I don't, it's over. Let's talk about that rookie out of Golden State right now. Yeah.
Mr. Weissman. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Tremendous poise in the first 2 games. And damn it, by God, is it Harrison Wiggins or is it Andrew Barnes?
The problem is we seen KD, so we totally forgot about Harrison Barnes because those shots that Harrison Barnes were missing, KD was making them. So it's like, and then it's like, but is it almost like the scenery? Because Wiggins normally made those shots when he was in Minnesota. Like, what's going on? But it's almost like you're definitely going to know that Klay Thompson is definitely going to be missed. Not for the scoring. Not for the scoring. Definitely going to miss his defense.
Yes.
That's the thing that's going to be missed. But here's the thing that we are saying about, what were they talking about? Is it Kelly Oubre and Wiggins? Wiggins or Oubre were not supposed to see this much playing time because that's Klay's time that's on the floor. So there were going to be service players. Now you're taking service players and putting them starting rows. Yet again, you You're getting paid to play. There should be no drop off. You practice the same. You play. You know everything. So there should be no drop off. But basketball IQ drops a little bit. Clay's been in this offense for a very long time. He knows where everything's going to be and stuff like that. Remember, like I said, and like I told our other brother, I'm not going to start critiquing games in like the first week or two. Maybe when they get to like game 10, then everything is starting to click. Steph is and there's no Draymond Green out there. You ain't got the floor general. So you're missing that out there too. So yeah, they got blown out, but that's what happens when you've been on the throne for so long. That's what happens. You have to go back to rebuild back. But the Warriors will be back there. They'll be back. Once Steph get his legs back under him and everybody starts getting the feel of this offense.
And that's the thing. What most people are not understanding is a lot of these teams, if they were not in the bubble, a lot of these teams have not played since March. They're still getting their conditioning in. They're still getting in basketball shape.
Because they didn't have no way to practice or be around each other because of the COVID restrictions and everything. So right. So of course Miami's going to be looking good. Of course the Lakers are going to be looking half decent. Of course Phoenix is going to be looking a little good. Sacramento and everybody else. They are still fresh with basketball. But just Steve Kerr is going to get them boys into shape. And once Draymond Green gets back on the floor and if he's 100% healthy and stuff like that, and once and Wiseman is just seeing the name fits him.
Wiseman.
The name fits him because game one, you can see it's starting to slow down to him like, oh, just get here. Or oh. And what I don't want them to do too much is stay away from the lob. They are not the Clippers. This is not Lob City. If the lob is not there, don't throw it. Run the offense. We say this all the time. No matter who's on the floor. If they run their offense, you're not stopping it. That roll, kick out three, and the backdoor cuts, just run the offense. Just run it. So I'll give by like game 10 or 12, bearing that Draymond Green comes back, I can kind of see the Warriors, the stuff clicking. Especially if Wiseman picks up this offense like he's picking up right now. Oh my goodness, they're gonna be good. I see no drop off.
I still say the playoffs are reachable.
Of course, but they will be there. They're gonna give a bunch of teams a run for their money.
Now switching over to the other side, because you do also root for the team that plays in the city of brotherly love, in the city of the Liberty Bell. What have you seen from your beloved 76ers? And we've already talked about this ad nauseum so many times. And again, you talked about it today, talking about how you would just wish Joel Embiid would actually play like a damn center and not a damn stretch 4, stretch 5, like everybody else in the NBA is trying to. There is still usage for the low post in the elbow and in the block on the baseline.
Game one, what I saw is that they're still not ready to play with Boston. They're just not. It's like watching the Raiders. That you see the change, but you can still see the same results. They were up 14 and that lead disappeared in like 3 minutes less. Joel is still at top. I mean, I understand why he's at top because you bring the defender up there so you can run your pick and roll. But if you're going to run your pick and roll, I would like him to roll down, not stay up, because he's shooting too much jump shots and fadeaways, and he's triple threading too much. My brother, you are close to 8 foot with your wingspan. You're pretty much taller than everybody on the basketball court. You have footwork. You have a post game. I get what the idea is. Like I said, you're bringing the defender up and you're trying to open up the lane so Ben can drive, Curry can get there, Tobias can get there. I get it, but when that's not working, get your big ass down low, get the fouls, work the clock, work everything. Then that sets up your perimeter shooters because guess what? Everybody's collapsing. So when that double team comes to you, you kick it out. And if that first shot's not there, you swing it. The corner might be open for a three. I don't know, man. I've been playing basketball for a long time. I've been seeing a lot of stuff and a lot of defense and know what to do. I mean, I may not. I guess that's why I'm sitting here. You know, I don't know too much, but from a standpoint of watching the game, they pick up to you being. They know you're comfortable being up at the top of the key. I haven't seen Joel work down low since about his third year in the league when Brett Brown was there, and I believe Brett Brown was trying to get him to work down low. So I guess it's the new NBA. Everybody 1 through 5 shoots the jumper. I mean, I'm good old school, man. Put the man down low. Bang. Go to work.
Inside out still works. It really does.
All day, every day. I mean, if you have a big man, the Warriors don't have a traditional big man. So I get their offense, but sometimes they still try to work it down low. And then what cracks me up is they try to work it down low with Tobias Harris. Like they put him in the post. They put Ben in the post. Granted, sometimes when they're in the post, they're being guarded by a smaller person. But get Joel down there, man. It's like, at what really angers me. I can't too much say anything about game 2 because it took them to the third or fourth quarter to put the Knicks away.
The Knicks. New York Knickerbockers.
You know, and the Knicks have talent.
Yes.
And they have a damn good coach. And if they let that man run what he wants to run, the Knicks will be relevant by year 2, maybe 3.
If James Dolan stays the hell out of the way.
Because they have a great defensive-minded coach. I mean,
yes, they do.
Let that man run it, and I like I said, the Knicks will be relevant by year 2 or year 3. If they, like you said, if Dolan doesn't get in the way. But I see a lot of promise with the Sixers. It's good to have Doc Rivers coaching Tobias Harris because I think Brett Brown underutilized him last year. Didn't use his strengths. And I like the little rookie they got out there. I can't think of his name right now, but he got the little dreads. I don't know if you saw the game who I'm talking. I think his name is Max something. Max. I could be wrong. Pack, say it again.
Tyrese Maxey from Kentucky.
The guard. Yeah. He's nice. Like he could be the floor general. He has like that kind of that Draymond. He got an inside out game. He can bring the ball up court. He sets it up. Got a nice little jumper. He'll be good. I would like Ben to be just stay Ben. I don't care about 3-point shots.
Well, actually, you look at the box score. The starting 5 actually shot the ball well. I mean, Harris shot 7 of 14 from the floor, had 17. Embiid was 10 of 20 from the floor for 27. Simmons was 5 of 9 from the floor for 15. And baby brother Seth was 6 of 8 from the floor, 3 of 4 from 3. He had 17.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to do that against the Knicks.
Oh, the Knickerbockers. Oh.
But am I lying though? You're supposed.
No.
It's not taken away from Tibbs. This is his first year there, so he's implementing his defense, his system in there. So of course, you're supposed to do this to the Knicks right now. Like next year, I don't see people shooting like that against the Knicks because they're going to be. Look here, they're going to be well conditioned because they're going to be running. So, but yeah, that's what they're supposed to do to the Knicks. But there's still a lot of stuff that needs to be cleaned up. And I'm not going to be hard on nobody until, like I said, 10 games are played, 8 to 10 games. Because then that's when you've been conditioning, practicing. You had a few games, you're adjusted. Excuse me. So I'm not going to be too hard right now on them, but I do see some good stuff. But they're still not ready to play the Boston Celtics. For some odd reason, that's kryptonite to the Sixers is the Boston Celtics, and that boy Tatum is a beast. Spider's a beast. I mean, we already know about the boy Brown.
Mr. Brown. Oh
We already
yes,
know about that guy.
we saw him at Hospital Pavilion just cooking some ducks for dinner.
Just laying it to him. So, again, the East is open. You got to count in the Boston Celtics. And then did I say that the Brooklyn Nets are in the East?
Yeah, I recall you saying that. Yes, with a certain guy that goes by the name of the Slim Reaper, Kevin Durant, and Uncle Drew himself. I mean, the first two games, way both men have just been shooting the ball. It's uncanny. And I mean, I was skeptical because my question was coming into the season was, can Steve Nash coach? But again, we also said that one thing that worked for Steve Nash was he got his coach Mike D'Antoni to be his lead head assistant, which helps mightily. Which, as you can see, they're going with that old funny gun with the Phoenix Suns. 7 seconds or less, shoot the J, shoot it.
And they're pretty much not missing.
No, not at all.
I don't know if you saw anything, but it looked like KD got faster. Like that, his baseline step looks a little bit more quicker. It ain't.
Yeah, and again, it's not that he's not known for his athleticism because he's just a pinpoint accurate dead cold shooter, but every now and then he will take it to the rack every now and then.
Oh, he will put the ball on the floor, and then when he does that, like, look out, because he's not. I just wish he wasn't in his feelings, and it was about championships, because Lord have mercy if he just stayed in Golden State. He just could have found a way to make that work. You know,
Well, again, it wasn't the Warriors' fault because I mean, how
no,
many
like I said,
how
if he didn't get in his feelings, he
yeah,
was, it.
I mean, how many superstars do you know that would have catered to the new guy like Steph did, which
Oh my.
just shows his unselfishness as a teammate and more so him as a person.
Well, that also shows you what it's about.
It's
Steph
about the
wants,
ring.
wants to live his legacy by getting Larry O'Brien's. It ain't about, I gotta be the big man, or oh, I came here and, like, first of all, KD, when you came here, like I said, titles are already won. This has been Steph's team. I don't know what they promised you or anything like that. I didn't know if you came here thinking that you were going to dethrone Steph, because that's not going to happen. That was not going to happen. That's the babyface assassin. You're not taking that. That's drafted here, baby. Original. You just come in and be what Harrison Barnes couldn't. Know your role, as The Rock would say. But when you want to be, when you think you're here, so like I said, I hope he never wins nothing ever again, because your selfishness and your cockiness, I would say, blinded you from what could have been done with Golden State. The Warriors didn't they offer him the max and some?
I believe so.
Because I believe Latham said he had no problem with paying the luxury tax. Whatever it took to keep this team together, to continue to win, he was going to pay that luxury tax.
Yeah, he didn't care. He did not care about the luxury tax, and he has emphasized that more than once. I don't care.
And the cold thing about it was, I believe it was KD's on doing, because remember, if anybody remember, Steph, he made the decision before Steph even got to him.
Yes.
Remember, Steph was flying to him.
He was flying in the air, on his way to him when he said, "I'm going to Brooklyn." Didn't even give Steph the chance to talk to him.
I mean, how do you not? You couldn't make it work. You couldn't make it work with Westbrook because both of you guys are both headstrong. I get that. That's two dominant, two dominant pit bulls in the cage, going for one bowl of food. But I get that. But then you come to a team that's all about winning. That's all about, there's no big heads here. There's no divas in this locker room. Well, yeah, we do know who the diva is, Draymond Green, but he holds us together. We know that. So if your feelings got butthurt because Draymond Green put you in your place, which I heard how that conversation went down a little bit different by listening to Club Shay Shay. I can't remember per se, but how that incident went down where Draymond got in KD. I guess if now I'll go back and listen and try to get it right for the next show, because we do facts around here. But I believe I think KD was supposed to take the shot or something, but Draymond Green saw something else and ran something different, and KD got pissed off because he didn't get the ball. So when they came to the sideline, I guess KD must have been in his feelings, and Draymond over there like, "Hey, bro, it's about winning around here. We don't do that single ball that you guys did in Oklahoma. We're a unit around here." And so yeah, he called him a bitch. So I believe it's something to that what I was saying. I believe that happened because KD wanted the ball, he wanted his moment, but like Draymond's our floor general. Kerr trusts him with the ball, so he saw something different and must have called something different, and KD wasn't feeling it.
And thus, behind his feelings, looked like a bum in his recovery. KD, get rid of the ball. Let it go. Just let it go.
So now, are we talking about his hair now? We went from his game to his hair. His hair.
I'm sorry. It's just noticeable. Just like LeBron James, it's noticeable.
Well, they both need to let it go.
You can only cut it. You can only cut it low so much. You can only cut it low so much. It's just when you try to grow it, it just becomes more noticeable. Just like, bro, just let it go. If I can let it go, so can you.
Hey, I already told you. Let one patch be missing out my hair. There will be no, well, you can go get this to grow. No, it's a sign from the man above is that I'm getting old and it's time for it to go. I'm not gonna Mike Tirico it. It's not gonna happen.
He says, "I'm not doing the Tarico." He says, "I'm not going Bosley, and I'm not doing the Carmelone. I am not doing the Rogaine." He says, "That gummit, I will be like Mike."
Hey, it will go quick, quick, quick. Because what's the point? You're embarrassing yourself.
Yeah. Don't be a sunroof if you don't have to be.
Excuse the pause. Okay, okay, that was a good one.
And by
So
all means, don't do the Stevie Wonder and the Jerry Rice, please. Save yourself the embarrassment.
talking about having braids way back
Or
here, not
and
right
and
here. But
and I
wait, having braids start here, but in here. So how much hair do you actually have? It's time to let it go.
and I love Stevie. I do, but Stevie, let it go.
Well, you know what? It's not his fault. He can't see it.
very true, very true. I
You blame
know.
your stylist. You blame the stylist. So let's do a remix to the section show real quick. Let's talk about Mr. Marshall Bruce Mathers, side B.
Oh boy. Uh, well, I mean, for me, and I can just stop it right there. When you can take the Alfred Hitchcock theme and spit bars to that,
Touchdown. Touchdown. Yo, yo. The man is 50 years old, and I still feel like the very first Slim Shady album when I listen to him rap. It's and let's just say that the man has been sober 10 plus years. Okay, so the albums that we were getting, we don't know what he was on. But listen to his lyrics now as a sober rapper. I would not want to touch him in any kind of beef, rap battle, lyrical, nothing. And that thing between him and Snoop Dogg, I think a lot of people are looking to it more than what it is. Me, per se. Yes, M did say something, but it, he has the right to voice his opinion about someone not. I mean, yes, that was Snoop Dogg's top 10. He put him in there, but M feels like he's in the top 10, so he voiced his opinion, just like Snoop voiced his opinion. Yes, he did it in a lyrical instead of talking to him. But hey, he's an old school rapper. All he knows is beef rapping. You know,
the difference
it's like
is I kept it on wax.
it's
That's
almost like trying to tell a pocket quarterback, hey, look here, we're about to run 50 RPOs this game. I don't run RPO. I'm a pocket quarterback. You know, so but that album is fire, man. I mean, Eminem is just. I just hope he just continues to just drop albums like that. Just don't tell me when it's coming. I mean, tell me when it's coming, but tell me when it's like 2 days. Oh yeah, album drop in 2 days. What? You know, like I didn't even know E40 and Too Short was dropping an album. What?
until the night of the verses. And speaking of that,
Oh, I was gonna get to that dude. I just want to talk about M first.
okay,
First.
okay, because I just find it amazing about I just find it amazing of how many times he can just continues to just murder the alphabet, and it certainly helps when Andre Young is supplying your beats, and as M said in his songs many albums ago, super dope beat maker.
Yes.
It it was the marriage that saved Dr. Dre's career, and it's the marriage that made Dr. Dre a billionaire
Yeah.
by signing Marshall Bruce Mathers III to Aftermath, and it's just one of those things to where like he said at the time when he was getting on Machine Gun Kelly, I'd rather be 80-year-old me than 20-year-old you. Um, I mean,
And he doesn't have to need to drop albums.
no,
Just tour off his old albums and just make money that way. But no, nope. He still want to let you know that I'm still fresh in this game. I
yeah.
still, unlike my coach John Gruden, who has let the times have passed him. Eminem is showing you that he is still with the times. Facts.
Even though people still don't want to give him his due, and I don't know, and I really don't know why.
I mean, what else does he need to do? I mean, he took your mumble rap and mumble rapped it and made it sound way better than other people's mumble rap. He still is the spitter that he was, his first album. I mean, the Book of Rhymes. He already told you that off the track, so I need to speak on that. So, M is still the greatest. He's the GOAT, and yeah, point blank period. I'm just glad that he's still dropping albums and that can still listen to it. So now, to end this sports / whatever we just did tonight, day after Christmas special, the Bay Area, what they call a versus, but everybody in the Bay Area knows that was a celebration, and that was two legends putting on a concert for us. Since we can't get out our houses to go to an actual concert, they gave us good music, good laughter, because E40 was on one. Okay? My man was hitting he was hitting everything.
He was doing the Steve Dogan.
Oh.
And shout out to Steve. Steve, we love you. Shout out to Steve. Because he was definitely doing the Steve Dogan for real, for real.
I mean, that whole, I thought the Snoop Dogg and the DMX was what we needed at the time, because that's when it was just fresh. But to get E40 and Too Short, I mean, my brother, I felt like we were back in high school, riding around the Laro, or just even younger, our younger selves with the music. Because like E40 said, you grew up on E40 and Too Short. Yes, I did.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Yes. But
And
not only that, they shout out your hometown and your place of birth, Richmond, California. And of course, Earl Stevens and I both being fellow Vallejoans.
Magazine Street
Hustler. Then not even to mention, they mention the city that you and I graduated high school from.
Both of our cities got love, man. That's crazy.
Yes.
Wait, E40 made sure Fairfield got mentioned. That's. I mean, just the whole everybody they affiliate with, but you couldn't ask for a better versus, and they were sure to drop a hot track, and then 40 will come back with him, and then Too Short decided, oh, you know what, I'm gonna drop my Atlanta stuff. E40 like, oh brother, I've been to Atlanta too. Boom, shout out to Lil Jon. Let's let you know that Lil Jon fucks with the Bay, because damn it, he dropped some fire for Too Short and E40. But just the love that they were, and they did throw some of their business out there. We did hear some of their business. There was no sugarcoating nothing on that. And if anybody said that Too Short won or E40 won, then that means you're just a musician, or you just like that one person. The whole music industry won that day, especially the Bay Area.
Like Todd Shaw said, the motherfucking Bay won.
Exactly.
And of course, he also let you know how he felt about one certain football team known as the Kansas City Chiefs. He said how he felt.
I said, he said, fuck the Chiefs.
Yes, he did. Emphatically.
And then E40 and Short got to going about the teams, but you heard what Short was saying. Them Raiders, you know what? No, I don't even want to fucking talk about the Raiders. Fuck the Raiders. Back to the verses. But anyway, yes, he did shout out the Raiders, whatever. But
I just want his Mustang. I just want to drive it around one time.
Them cars were fly, man. It's like, man, can y'all just leave off the stage and be like, hey, we need somebody to drop, but not only, but we also got a history lesson. Yes. For some of the people that don't know where a lot of the stuff that you see, where it came from. They wasn't lying when they said a lot of stuff came from the Bay. But like I just said, a lot of stuff we like the legend said, Mac Dre. We just do a little bit. We do it a little
A
bit
little
different.
different.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But they love it. We do it different, but they love it.
Hmm. But at
So
the end
that
of
was
it, they hate on us. They say everything in the name about us. But yet, and still, you want to jock our style, you want to jock our culture, and you want
hey,
to take our words.
hey, all I know is I live on the best coast, and that's the West Coast. And
And
that
not even to mention, they have their own version of the Super Friends. Not even to not even to mention you have Tatshaw. Not to mention you have Earl Stevens. Not to mention, oh, by the way, we're collaborating with Calvin Brodus, and oh yeah, the
okay,
legendary Mr. O'Shea Jackson Sr.
I I
himself.
cannot, I cannot wait for that album. Did I hear 25 bangers on that?
20, 25 tracks
Man, if
from.
Dr. Dre had his hand on one track, I would be a little upset. But nonetheless, bruh,
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. Dre can drop a beat. Of course, Shorts DJ could drop a beat. Of course, Droopy
Droopy,
E40 Son can 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 drop a beat. We already know what Andre Young can do. Hell, Daz could get in there and drop a beat. And not to mention
let's just
DOC
go.
could probably throw in some lyrics.
Man, let's just get DJ Mustard, DJ Fresh. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get all that. Let's get all that up in there, man. That is going to be one amazing album, and
Not to
that's
mention, not to mention also DJ Ella can go in there and drop a beat. DJ Pooh can go in there and please. When they go on tour, I will be in that concert. I probably will be contact high from all the weed smoke that'll be going on in that concert, but by God, I'll be in there. And that gummit, if they bring in Dub C to see walk across the stage again, I'm going home. I'm be like, my night is done. Good night.
25 bangers from the legends. I
25
mean,
bangers. I
and
mean,
what?
we're talking about South Central, we're talking about Long Beach, we're talking about Vallejo, and we're talking about that East Oakland. Come on now.
Man, hey, I want to look it up right now and see when it's dropping. Even though sure it wasn't supposed to drop the. I mean, you felt like every song that was played, I was like, dang. I know. I remember when I heard it, how old I was, and where I was at on a lot of songs that were played. It
Oh,
don't get it
it
don't get no better
it
than
definitely
that.
it definitely took us back to our clubbing days. Certainly, whether it be in the city, whether it be in
Shit
County
fire,
Vacaville, whether
shit
it be in Davis. It just takes you back. Okay, here's what I do know: a short song or Need 40 song was playing. Two things were happening. You was either getting stupid, or
fire.
if it was a too short song, you was up against the wall getting a lap dance from some girl. That's all I do know. I'm just saying.
Oh yes,
So
oh yes.
so I mean, my friends were asking me. They asked me who won the verse. I said, if
The
you're
Bear.
from the Bay Area, it's not a versus. This is about Bay Area life, Bay Area music, Bay Area culture. You got, as Too Short said, you guys are getting some knowledge on the game.
Free game.
Free game, free of charge. Now you pass it on to the next.
Hey, like my boy Dave Chappelle said, it's a celebration, bitches. It's a celebration.
Celebration.
That's exactly what that was. It was great. I mean, like I said, E40 was on one.
I'm not a I'm not an alcoholic. I'm just a social drinker. Hello.
Come on and wait. I did not know that You mix puffy.
Fingerprints, no evidence. Yeah.
Well, that's we learned that at a very young age. That's shoot. We were walking around high school doing that. So, matter of fact, I still do that with beat to this day. We still know printing around here. Yeah, that was good. I'm glad. I mean, your nephew sat here and watched it. So he got some of that free game.
Oh yeah, he was definitely getting a history lesson. Hopefully, you took some notes, America.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Well, all right, sir. Would you like to speak on your last segment of the night before we call it a show? And I am down to do one tomorrow after the games. Not too late though. Probably after the 1 o'clock games, before the 5 o'clock game, we can probably shoot one in.
Well, for me, it's I mean, a lot of us at one point in time have suffered a loss here in 2020, and I just want to say that this is certainly a year we'll never forget, and for those of us that survived it, we can live to tell about it. We can pass on to the next generation. Don't do this. But also, I have learned over the years, and more so with this crazy year has gone by, and I can't stress this enough. By all means, tell your loved ones that you love them. Tell them how much they mean to you. My God, if you have an issue, make peace, get it right,
Excuse me.
because you do not want to die being bitter. One thing you don't want to do is you wake up on the other side with bitterness. You look up, and there is the man upstairs right there looking at you. So again, not be afraid. Tell your people how much you love them, you care about them, how much. Don't be afraid. Don't hide that. Let them know, because as the old folks say, tomorrow is not.
Well, with that being said, I don't know how to say anything beyond that. That's pretty much how you end the show right there, in my eyes. But if anything, I would piggyback on what you said. Is that yeah, this year has been crappy. I mean, from being locked in and can't go nowhere, wear a mask here, do that in the third. It's hit home. I've known people who've had it, survived it, and got it, getting it, or and all the stuff like that. But yeah, just for me, that I don't even like talking on the phone. I do answer my phone a little bit more now. Not to say because of what's going on now. I mean, it did help me to answer my phone more. But even before the virus came, I vowed to be more of a communicator better than just a texter. Even though we don't all like to talk on the phone, that's hard. But this virus has changed a lot of things and a lot of perspective in life. Can't take for granted the life anymore because one minute you could be talking to somebody, and then the next day you'd be like, "Damn, I was just talking to that person." So I agree with what you're saying about make sure you tell your loved ones you love them and all the stuff like that. And yeah, let's just in the last few days we got this year. Let's take it by the hand, put it right out there, turn that some bitch sideways, and stick it right up candy ass because we're gonna end this year strong and we're gonna move on to 21. I'm not gonna say, as you know, I put on Facebook. I'm not gonna say this new year, new me type stuff. Nope. I'm gonna still be that same asshole that I was in 20, the same in 21. Still gonna love my Raiders, even though they're a piece of shit right now. I love my Sixers, love my Warriors. I love my family and a new chapter in my life. I'm an engaged man. Woo. So yeah, I'm looking forward to 21. And
he said, "I'm not doing this again." But we'll talk about that. We might even do a wedding special show for that when that time comes. You never know.
yeah, I'm glad I got a good supporting cast around me. So just ready. I wouldn't say I'm not ready to end this year because we're taking in stuff from this year into next year. I just hope certain people wise up and we get something together. We're gonna be outside again soon. We just got to take the steps to get there. Even though I'm as much as I'm a homebody, I am ready to get out.
Believe me, I am ready to be sitting in the stadium with some seeds and a hot dog, and in his case, beer.
Well, and it's not even the getting out to the stadiums. It's more like I just want to freaking get out. Period.
Yes,
Just
yes.
to do something. And I'll tell you one thing, you can forget about the movie theaters. I'm done with that. There will be no movie theaters. Nah. As long as the streaming service is dropping them, I'll pay that $12.99 to sit here and watch it for free. Pause it so I can go to the bathroom. I'm good with that. Oh, another thing. Did you get a chance to what are you doing for Wonder Woman? I wish I could sit here and talk Wonder Woman with you, but you haven't seen it yet. But what are you gonna do about that?
It depends because I promised some friends that we would go watch it, but they're not responding. If they don't respond, I just might, be like, I'm asked for the info. I just might watch it tonight by my damn self, or watch it tomorrow after the show.
Well, I'll tell you what. I wouldn't wait for nobody, or I will watch it, and then if they still want to go, you still do it and watch it like you never seen it before. Like, yeah, you got to put your acting skills on, bro. I didn't.
Well, trust me, I know how to do that
There
anytime.
times too, I've seen a movie like, no, I ain't seen that movie before. Nah. But I would say this for some of our viewers that have watched Wonder Woman, it would be nice if you guys can put some comments about Wonder Woman in the comments and let us know how you feel because yes, we can do critique movies around this piece too. But that man has to see the movie before we can talk about it. So you need to hear him watch the movie. It was it was my view of it. It was a Wonder Woman movie. If anything knows anything about Princess Diana, that's how it is. Yes, every movie that's 2 hours plus, you're gonna have a moment because they're dragging it out. They're trying to tell you a story, so you're gonna have a piece of the movie where you're not comfortable with the movie, or it's like, why is that part in the movie? And this, that, and the third. But it was a lot of stuff was explained, and I'll be looking forward to part three. And Cheetah, I thought they could have did a lot better with her appearance, and I'll leave it at that.
You say too much CGI on the suits for Cheetah?
Well, my brother, we are old school. We know the comics, we know the cartoons, we know everything, and of course, whoever's taking the comic, they're putting their own twist to it or their own design or anything like that. But damn it, get close, get close. That's
I
all.
agree. I agree. And of
See,
course,
That's what separates Marvel from DC to me. Marvel costumes and everything, spot on. It's great. DC sometimes I guess they want to just be different. I don't know, but whatever. We'll see what's going on. With that.
and also, I guess we could say the official countdown is on to finally seeing Omega Beams himself on the big screen.
Well, well. Oh man, March can't. I don't like to skip months or like what like for things to get
I know, but
March.
oh,
You know what? I'll sacrifice my birthday to get to the Justice League movie, man. Like it's, I want to see that vision. And,
Yes.
and a lot of people did not like the Justice League movie. I understand, I get it, yes, but it was still good to me. It was my superheroes on a big screen together. A lot of us old heads sometimes we can get past the storyline because we just want to see our superheroes on the big screen.
Yep.
But I like Zack Snyder's vision and how he tells a story and how he what he brings to it. So if damn it, you're gonna give me 4 hours of Diana Prince, Aquaman, Flash, Cyborg, and Bats, sign me up. I'll go buy the pins.
And possibly see Cal El in the black suit. I'm there.
Oh, and we also get Marvin the Martian in this one.
Oh yes.
Hello.
And the Green Lantern corns. Oh yeah.
What?
And not to mention Jared Leto back in the role of the clown prince of crime.
Now that makes it more interesting. Like how they're going to incorporate him in this movie. Like Zack Snyder had so much of a vision. It's
Oh, oh, not to mention Slade Wilson himself also turns as Deathstroke. And I'm just really hoping, reading the article, I really want to see. I,
Ben Affleck.
I really, yes, I do. I want to see him and
Well,
Deathstroke because from what the story was supposed to be like, I'm like, oh, we're
real
getting
dark.
this is this is
Slade,
really this
Slade was
is
going. Slade was gonna fuck up Bruce Wayne's world, basically,
yeah. Yeah,
and it was supposed to be real dark. I'm all for it.
yeah,
I mean, we already have. I mean, it's a multiverse,
yes.
so we can have multiple Batmans, multiple Flashes, and this, that, and the third. I've just finished the multiverse comic book with that. So bring it on.
That was me. That means we're going to see a more and pissed off older Bruce Wayne slash Batman against Deathstroke. Damn it, I'm all for it. Damn it, Ben, reconsider,
Well,
Ben.
Warner Brothers is talking to him, and they,
Oh,
so. But here, there, sir. It was great. I'm glad we got another show in. You almost got. I didn't give the full passion about the Raiders. You got just the minute. No, you know what? I gave the full degree because I already said fuck the Raiders. I'm on the next season. So if your accomplishment was to get the passion, you got the passion that you were looking for. I don't believe I gave the passion, but yeah.
he gave the full passion. He did. And there might be some more tomorrow as the nephew gives a thumbs up.
There will be no more passion. That was it. My rant's over. Season's over.
And another thumbs up from the young one.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll discuss the next show tomorrow while we're watching these games, and I guess we can just talk about playoff seedings because it's starting to get real now. This is where it counts.
The second season is coming upon us as the march to Lombardy and Tampa, Florida is now really getting into the heat and into the thick of things. Just 2 more weeks to go in regular season. But mainly, one huge game of importance tomorrow is indeed the battle for the NFC West between the Rams and Seahawks, which the Rams seems to happen to have. Seahawks number doesn't matter where they play. That's a huge game with important implications. And Colts and Steelers. Will the AFC North come down to Week 17 between Browns and?
And if anybody remembered the last show we talked about, we both sat here and said that game could have big playoff seedings, and if it's going right, if I'm a Steelers fan, I'm not confident going into against the Colts. The Colts are a very good football team.
They are, and they have a better defense. Way better defense. And tomorrow night, could this possibly be a preview of Super Bowl 55 on the frozen tundra of Lambeau between Titans, Green Bay Packers?
Well, I don't give two dog craps about that game. I just need Tannehill and Derrick Henry to produce. I need points. Like I said,
He wants the trophy.
I was there last year and lost last year. So this is what certain Niner fans called redemption year. So this will be my redemption year. And oh, bittersweet would it be better to beat a Niner fan in the championship game. Yes. Yes.
You've already beaten one. Now you're trying to be another. See,
It doesn't matter.
There he goes.
I just want the damn. I just want to know. I want to feel like a winner because obviously the silver and black are pissing me off. You know what? Let's end the show now because I'm getting real angry again.
Oh, more passions ready to come out. Again, let us again emphasize and say to all of you, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. Please be safe, however you are closing out your 2020, and of course, laugh, pray, love, and be sure to tip your waitress and drink lots of water.
Yes, and we might do a special New Year's Eve show live from Clear Lake. It might happen. Stay tuned.
Oh boy. Well, this has been another edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show. He's Mizzle. I'm Dub. Thank you, and good night, America.
Fuck.
Flags galore. And that's how it feels.
Peace out, brother.